back to yet another daily pick-me-up message. Before we get into these beautiful cards, to have a look at what God, Universe, Spirit wants us to know at this point in time, right here, right now, whenever you happen to watch this. There are two elephants that I need to address. Elephant number one, if you've seen my face before, yes, I cut my hair. Yes, that happened yesterday. And when I'm telling you, it feels so good. I mean, by now we know like hair carries energy, right? And I was just like so sick of it. I was like, it needs to come off. And funnily enough, and I keep on like, telling you guys about how we are like fully stabilizing in our highest self, like in the most full embodiment that we can be in. My highest self, when I connected with her every single time, I've seen her with short hair. And there were like times throughout my life where I always had like short, longer. And this time I was like, this feels right on every single level. So if you feel called to get your hair cut, maybe take this as a sign. Elephant number two, the video that I uploaded yesterday about how especially like the dynamics that you're currently experiencing with now the holiday seasons and like being in environments that are like very much in the fear operated system, meaning I basically addressed the whole dynamic with family and them not really seeing, understanding you, what you're currently going through, and there's just like being a huge mismatch because you're vibing on your highest timeline. Yeah, you can just imagine like the frequency that you hold. The moment you enter environments that are like low vibrational, there is gonna be a clash, obviously, and you're gonna feel it because no longer are you in a position where you lower yourself or dim your light. Like this past behavior, this people pleasing, we left behind us. Do you agree? Yes, perfect. But the comments that I've gotten, and I totally get it because like while I was editing, I was like, whoa, Tony, like the way that I basically shared what I'm currently going through like personally, it sounds like I hate my family, which couldn't be like further from the truth because, and I'm sure you will be able to relate to it, there's and it's so important to remember this significance because with us now having like this higher level of awareness and consciousness, what I refer to as like us taking off these rose-colored glasses, we obviously realize that every single thing was predestined. Every single thing was needed in order for us to go through certain lessons, to get the learning, to continue on, to arrive here now. This has always been, oh my gosh, I don't want to call it like end station, but this has always been like a huge significant turning point. Arriving at a point where you got rid of all the shadows, you transmuted them, you closed off to karmic timelines and cycles and all of that, and now there's nothing there. You're just pure light. And the power, I mean, I keep on telling you about it. The power that you're about to like tap into, like we're getting already glimpses of it. Also your sensitivity to energy and, outside of what the physical realm presents itself to you. It's insane. And, oh gosh, I'm like so fired up. It's like, now I lost the train of thought. Beautiful. Spirit, can you give it back to me? Where was I going with this one? Yes. So from this higher point of view, you realize that everything is connected. And our soul decided to be born into a certain family dynamic. And quite honestly, I know how grateful I get to be. That through like my darkest times when universe spirit stripped me of absolutely everything, I always had a safe place to come back to. So even though I did it like kicking and screaming 6 months ago, like coming back, like moving into my parents' house, I did not do that really like with like skipping my step, not at all. But I also realized like ever since like all the conditioning that my parents like put on me and all of, like the environments, everything that I experienced, they only ever did the best that they could with what they've been given. Because they obviously also hold specific conditioning, karma, like generational, like curses that, I mean, if you don't know better, like you cannot fault them for that. That's why like I have so much unconditional love for them. It's like insane. Like I completely forgiven them. And that is like a huge like learning curve as well. Because there was a time where, you know, I harbored like some resentment, but that was still very much during the phase where I was unconscious and not aware, but like zooming out and realizing we're all one and we're all just like on our own little journeys, you know, like take it one step at a time. Like I cannot fault them for how they're acting with the information that they have available to them, you know, because there was a time where I was an atheist, okay? Only 4 years ago. If you would have told me that I'm doing this, that I'm channeling spirit and my spirit guides, I would have been like, well, who are you talking about? Like, what the fuck? Like, seek help, you know? But now look at me. Because the information gotten available, that's only, we only ever perceive what, you know, we know and what our soul was like ready to take on. So just had to put that out there. The main message stands though, with now the holiday season and kind of like this societal pressure to spend time with family. I honestly, if you haven't watched yesterday's video, you might want to check it out. It just, I stand by what I said. If you do not feel aligned with your family, if you do not want to be around family because you know it's gonna like severely hurt you, okay? Like push your vibration down like crazy, you do not have to do anything. You extract yourself out of that situation, okay? Putting ourselves first is what? Our highest priority after all. So, but that's, and also like the whole like Christmas celebration, especially like in the Western world and what it stands for and the obligation to giving gifts. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, and I love that because Anna, if you're watching this, I know you're watching this, but it was so, like I read your comment yesterday and I was like, this makes so much sense. It has never been about how something looks. It has always been about the intention, about the feeling. That's what Christmas, like, that's what makes it so freaking like magical and loving if we do it right, in the sense that if we celebrate it where the feeling comes first, the feeling of unconditional love, if we can put it in every single action, every single thing, that's the secret. And that is also something that goes way beyond the holiday season, obviously. It all comes back to unconditional love. Oh, just know that I love you unconditionally, yeah? Especially like the comments in yesterday's video, like realizing that we're all kind of like struggling with this new dynamic where our vibration has gotten so ridiculously high that all the contrast that we're now experiencing is like, oh, it feels very unsettling, very uncomfortable. So hope you're doing well. But with that said, there's actually nothing else that Spirit wanted to convey. Also, it was like mainly me that wanted to, you know, clear up some things, but Spirit was like, might want to add this in, sprinkle this in. I'm like, okay. So let's see what we are supposed to know additionally. So please, Spirit, what is it that we're meant to focus on right now? What do you want us to know? Just talk to us. One card, please. Okay, we're taking this one. Whoa. It's so funny. Like yesterday, the card that I pulled, I've never seen before. This card, also one that I've never seen before. This is and I've had this deck for like nearly 2 years, okay? So you take that whatever you want, but this is like confirmation that the shift that happened energetically is so like noticeable. Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. Don't be scared when I show you this one. It's called The Dead End. It's not as cheery as maybe like yesterday's medallion where I was like, you're golden, which you obviously are. This means something completely different. This is just a representation of what you've left behind. All the past versions, all the past habits, all that was kind of linked to still somewhat operating out of this like fear-based system and thinking. It's a dead end, like dead end street. It's like done. You slammed the door shut and you set the room on fire and there's only ashes left. So yes, this might still feel a bit like uncomfy in this in-between because your new reality that is like a match to your higher self hasn't materialized yet, potentially, but it's about to. It's just like Spirit is saying, yes, you get to grieve. Thank you, Spirit. You get to grieve like past versions of you and what you went through, and you know that you cannot take like a lot of people with you where you're going now, but it's, don't get consumed by the emotions. That's the thing. Like, you know better. You know how to transmute and like move energy. So sit with it, see what learning you can take from it, and then move forward. And I actually pinned a comment in yesterday's video. Highly recommend you check it out. There's a journal prompt that one of you, oh my gosh, I love you for that. There's a journal prompt that I highly recommend you guys do. It's so fitting also for like kind of like a wrap up of 2024, which that was a year, wasn't it? But I'm probably gonna pick up on that like in like future videos, because it's still like, it feels so far away, even though it isn't technically, but so much is happening within a day where I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen in 7 days, you know? So I'm like, not getting ahead of myself in that sense. But yeah, the journal prompt, highly recommend you do, because it's a lot about like reflecting on all the shadow work you have done this year, how much you transmuted, and how you always came out on the other side. What was the learning, and what did it like form you into now? And then you can look at the list and be like, whoa, I love seeing that. I love seeing that. And that will counteract basically all the darkness, all the shitty stuff. Like, it will completely shift like the more negative, you know, connection that you have with it into nothing but gratitude. And this is where we want to be. Gratitude and love and authenticity and joy. Don't forget to have fun with this whole unfolding process. No, we have no idea what's waiting ahead of us, but we're trusting in our knowing, in Spirit, our guides, like the connection that we cultivated all this time. And we're just happy to just like go ahead with whatever intuitive, aligned nudges we get. That's it. And in the meantime, you make sure that you're good. Always check in with yourself. Always come back to yourself. Who are you? Who did you turn into? What is this version like asking you to do right now? Do that. Pour into yourself, okay? But with that said, I'm gonna wrap this message up here now. As always, I hope it resonated. Let me know in the comments, how are these energies currently playing out for you? How are you handling the holiday season? Honestly, it might actually be very, very helpful for you to put in the comment section how you're dealing with it. If you have like any tips and tricks, share them. Like, we can all use them, I think. So yeah, but with that said, have yourself a beautiful, wonderful rest of the day. And I cannot wait to see your beautiful face on one of my next upcoming videos, which is going to be tomorrow, because I'm posting every single day until the end of the year to show myself that I can do it and that I can hold myself accountable. So with that said, take care of yourself, pour into yourself, and have a beautiful, beautiful holiday season. I love you very, very much. Yeah, you don't even have to tell me. The energy completely shifted again. Today I'm not looking to fight anyone. I honestly appreciate you guys so freaking much for just, you are the perfect example of like loving unconditionally. You realize that? Because like the comments that I've read, it's like, oh, like, I love your authenticity. I love that you're just like, I love your energy. It's like, yeah, because I don't, like, what you see is what you get. Like, there's no mask, facade. I'm just like letting out whatever wants to come out. But you're doing the same thing. I'm just a reflection of you. So kudos to you for sticking to that. And just a little plug. If you still haven't looked into the community that went live on Sunday, where, it's basically for people like us, like the rising souls of the collective, the high priest, high priestesses, empress, emperors, those that know they're here to like pave the way for like mass ascension, the people that are about to awaken, to have someone that, you know, like we're the men, we are the ones meant to guide them, meant to like help them have this transition as easily as possible. If that is something where you're like, I can use some of that, feel free to click on the link in the bio. It's the first line. Just know that, I mean, we only like open the community on Sunday, but we're already having so much fun in there. And like the quality of conversation, when I'm telling you, it's so weird, but also beautiful at the same time, because for so long, like honestly, up until now, like we were meant to be isolated. We were meant to be alone. You know, like that was probably like one of the hardest hardships that we had to go through. But now, since we're now like regaining our power, and just like there's nothing for us to really do alone anymore. It's like full steam ahead, support, community, just connecting, networks. It's like just combining forces. I keep on repeating myself, but it's really about combining forces. So if you feel a call, yeah, check out the link. You will not regret it. I can tell you this much. Just a little side note, the payment option of PayPal, hopefully we're gonna get that sorted within the next couple of days. I gave it up to PayPal. Like they have to like do some checking if that's like doable. I will keep you updated, but for now, you can just like basically, I didn't even say. Because you're like, oh my God, do I need to pay for it? I mean, yes, it's a subscription model monthly for like $22. But if you sign up before the 31st of December, you're gonna get an 11-day free trial, and you can just like have a look, see if you're resonating with the community or not. And if you resonate, you can stay, and then the subscription model starts. After the 11 days, if you want to go, you can just like cancel anytime. But that obviously also goes like for subscription model. You can leave whenever you want. As long as it's aligned, stay. If it's not aligned anymore, go. That's how we move with energy, right? So yeah, but with that said, oh my gosh, I feel so good. Like my spirits have been lifted, and I will walk the talk, okay? Because I am living with my parents, and today is, you know, like we're doing like cooking and like gift giving and all of that. So I'm gonna hold my vibration, and I'm just gonna observe, and if I ever feel the need to like extract my energy, I will do that. So yeah, okay, that's it. What emoji do you want to put in the comment section so I know that you actually stayed until the end? What card came out? Oh, the dead end. Let's do a hand. It could also be like high five. And not like a stop, but like a hand. Just use a hand that you want to use in the comment that you want to share. Obviously, if you don't feel called to comment, then don't do it. But yeah, anyhow, this is it. I'm gonna go now, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. I know I will. The ones that watch to the end, like, I will see you here tomorrow, and I cannot wait for that to happen, okay? So, bye!